Adopted for One Night. Florian's Exciting Short Stories 2024 Hula. Sometimes the most memorable things happen when you least expect them. It was a warm summer night full of life and sounds when I suddenly became part of a world that felt so different from my own. The streets were filled with music, laughter, and the magic of the moment, but something pulled me deeper, to a place that cannot be found on a map. What I experienced there remains a vivid part of my memories to this day. A family of strangers, a night full of stories, and a cloth that promised me a return. But was it really a coincidence, or should I meet these people? Come with me and experience the story of a night when I was adopted for a moment. I am always happy about feedback, a like, and a subscription. Thank you. After a long journey through southern Europe, you find yourself in a vibrant city on the Mediterranean coast on a balmy summer evening. The days were long, up to here, but full of impressions, great sights, and interesting motifs. Every road kilometer away from home seemed to open new horizons for you on the way, and you had many opportunities to enjoy and think. Now you sit in a small cozy hotel room on the edge of the old town in your room and look at the city and the coast. You have a long day and a delicious meal in a small fish restaurant on the beach behind you, and you feel a pleasant feeling of fullness. But no, you are still far too excited to just go to sleep. The sounds of the night penetrate through the open window. Laughter, music, the sounds of rattling plates and glasses. The city is alive, and this energy does not let go of you. You finally get up and step to the window. Below, the street stretches, the cobblestone shimmering in the light of the street lamps and the people moving like a living wave. You know instinctively that you can't sleep yet. Something about that night calls you out. With a mischievous grin, you quietly grab a few things from your suitcase, get dressed, and finally slip out of the room, your heart pounding loudly as you turn the key and the door closes behind you. It felt like a forbidden adventure, like a secret departure into a night of possibilities. The floor is already quiet and you move quietly towards the stairs. With each step down the stairs, your excitement and anticipation of this night rises, as if fate magically pulls you out into the city. Below, you meet the doorman at the reception, who responds to your nod with a knowing smile. You think you seem to know what you are looking for and you smile back before stepping out on the street. Outside, the warm air of summer embraces you and you immediately feel alive. The street is full of people. Conversations and music from all directions reach you, gentle sounds, the classical tones of guitars and castanets, the scent of spices mixed with the salt of the sea in the air. You let yourself drift, just follow the flow of the city without having a goal. Past illuminated shops, interesting conversations, and impressive buildings, even the sea rushes to the beat, as if it were traveling with you in the city. Each step takes you deeper into this magical atmosphere that is both familiar and exciting new. In the street, you stop and see glass elements in the ground in front of you. You stop for a moment and enjoy the scene while you share the stream of people, like a stone in the river behind you. Keeps the light of the surrounding shops and lanterns. Is reflected in the light, and through the passing people you have for a moment the feeling as if the light is dancing on the glass in front of you. Only after a while can you detach yourself from this special light, as your curiosity and excitement continue to drive you crisscross the city. After some interesting forays, you sit on a small bench in a side alley to let the impressions sink in. The sounds of the night are muted here, but suddenly you hear music. Only after a few seconds do you really notice the music. It is different from the sounds of the city, lively, rhythmic, and it seems to pull you closer like an invisible thread. You follow the sounds through winding streets and over small intersections until you come to a small square. In the middle of the square is an old covered wagon, like from a Wild West movie, surrounded by people, some sitting on blankets, others playing music or dancing. It's as if you have one. Oasis in the middle of the city found a place that exists outside of time, surrounded by partly illuminated, partly dark old houses, framed as in a castle courtyard. When you look around, it seems to you that the houses protect this place and also the people from everything outside. You feel as if the scene is staged just for you, You stop unsure whether to approach, but the music and the warmth of the scene draw you in irresistibly. You step closer and watch dancing couples form, twirl, and laugh. Suddenly a young woman and a boy from the group approach you. Your gaze falls on the two, and you study them for a moment. The woman is young, confident, just grown up with long, straight red hair. Her striking face with a slight hooked nose smiles friendly and open. The boy next to her still looks like a boy. His short, curly black hair looks disheveled from dancing, and he too smiles at you kindly. When they reach you, they don't lose any words at all, but suddenly pull you laughing into the area where the others are dancing to the music. Although you have no experience how to dance their folk dance, but you just let yourself be carried away by the music. Your movements are awkward, but people don't laugh at you. No, they laugh with you. You are spontaneous, without space and time, and just happy. You feel like you belong, like you're just accepted, like you've always belonged. You are part of this moment, this space and this time. Your worries, your everyday life dissolve, surrounded by these laughing and dancing people. After the dance, the young woman who introduces herself as Nina led you to her group. They are travelers, a family that has created their own little world. As you get closer to her, they move together and make room for you. They offer you wine and start telling stories as if you were just sitting down to it like every night. You speak different languages, but with gestures and a mix of English, French, and a few Spanish words, you find a way to understand each other. Marco, an older man with a grey beard, tells you about her life as a traveler. We move from place to place, he says, carrying our music and stories with us, taking impressions everywhere, and leaving something of ourselves behind in every place. His words have something mysterious, something that touches you deeply. He looks at you and smiles from the wrinkles of his age. We know that you too are one of us, he says, and you look at him in surprise. You are a seeker, a traveler who wants to know life and people, who wants to be connected with them without fear, that makes you one of us more than you realize. His words make you think and resonate deep within you. This conversation, indeed this evening, has turned a new page, not only in your life, but also in your thinking about yourself and the world around you. The hours fly by, you dance, laugh, tell stories about exciting places, interesting times, and special people. Nina and Marco show you the covered wagon, and she talks with bright eyes about her dreams. She wants to study veterinary medicine in the next big city, and one day take care of the animals of her family, her passion, and her courage. Guts are contagious, and you listen to them fascinated while sitting in a small side alley, away from the others. When the night slowly turned into the morning, you return to the group. Marco puts his hand on your shoulder and looks at you with a piercing look. You're open and kind, he says. This is a gift, always keep it. Never judge, but learn from everyone, then you will understand more than most people. To say goodbye, he ties a colorful scarf around your neck. Fate will bring us back together one day, he says. His words sound like a promise, and although you don't know if it will ever come true, you feel the truth in it. The others also shake your hand. With some of them, you exchange a few more words before Nina and her little brother Antonio escort you back to your hotel. The caressing glow of the morning sun warms your faces as you walk together, a few words alternating through the awakening city when you finally reach your hotel. If you stop for a moment and just look at each other, you have only known each other for a few hours, and yet it is a feeling to say goodbye to a beloved, long-time friend for a long time. I wish you luck and much joy on your paths, you say. I hope I will see you again, and that our paths will cross again someday. Nina finally walks up to you, hugs you tightly, and says you are always welcome wherever your path takes you. Even little Antonio gently squeezes into you. A sad expression crosses his features. Their words echo in you as you watch them disappear into the morning of the city towards the harbor. You linger for a moment on the street and do not notice the people around you, while you think about how much this one night has given you. Not only the contact with friendly people, many interesting conversations and impressions, you think about the colorful scarf that is still around your neck in the morning. It is a simple memory. And yet you wear it as a connection to that night, to those people who made you feel at home for a moment. Sometimes it only takes a moment of openness to discover a world full of possibilities. Maybe one day life will lead you to such a magical place where strangers become friends and time stands still for a moment. What do you think? Where did you have the feeling of being part of another world for a moment? At this point, I still ask for your support. Feel free to leave me a comment, a like, and a subscription. Thank you. I look forward to your feedback and your stories. Best regards, Florian.